Hello friends and welcome to the Old Bank of Johnston. Glad you're here. Today marks the halfway point of completion of a project that I did not anticipate starting just yet, but knew on the first day that I came into this building that this needed to be done. I was inspired by my friend Ricky down the street who's remodeling a historic building. I was helping him with some demolition work and found some materials that were completely usable. So we hauled all that material down here to the old bank and started construction on this new project. I'm not going to tell you any more about that project. I'll give you this clue of this nearly finished drywall and this old dirty brick that's getting cleaned off today. That's all you get. I'm going to put out a start to finish video in about a week about this whole project. In that video, you'll get to meet some of my friends here in town that have helped me with this. I could not have got to this point this fast without their help, I assure you. My friends have been extremely helpful with this project, not just this one, but the whole project. And when I say my friends, I mean you out there as well. I get a lot of great comments, a lot of motivating comments, and some non-motivating comments too, but that's okay. I accept them all. I read every single comment and I love them. Some of you out there have left a comment that remind me of my math teachers through school. You want to see the work. You think I talk too much and you want to see the work. I understand. You might be a little disappointed in today's video because you're not going to see me do any work. You're going to see the product of work that has been done. If you've been watching this channel for some time, you might remember there was a period of about 4 months where I didn't put a video out at all. And the reason for that is twofold. One, mainly, I was working on other projects around town, doing some side jobs to help earn some money for this project. And the other reason is, well, my computer died. I had no idea how it happened, but I had some water damage on my old MacBook Pro. It was only 2 years old. I go to clicking and clacking and it just shuts down and I can't figure out what's wrong. It turns out there's water damage in it. I don't know how it happened, but I had to get a new computer and it took some time to get to that point. I also couldn't have done that without your help too. If you are a Patreon subscriber, a loyal Patreon subscriber, thank you all so much. You and others helped me get that new computer and back in gear so I could start making videos again. Now, if you have ever contributed on Patreon, I have a special gift for you. It doesn't matter what level of patron you have been. If you're the lowest at $1 or the highest at $5, I am making something for you out of this workshop that each of you are, I think that you're all going to really appreciate. Even if you're not a current patron of my channel, that's okay. If you ever were, I'm going to be sending you something very special. I advertise that I will send a postcard every month if you're a $5 patron, which that is picking up again this month. It's been several months since anyone got a postcard. I've been so busy and consumed with this project and I feel terrible that I haven't produced these postcards, but I am going to make it up to you, I assure you. If you want to know more about this special project, well, go over to patreon.com. There's a link in the description below, patreon.com/Drays World, and there will be a video there explaining what will be happening for those that have currently or previously ever subscribed on Patreon. If you're interested, I will be, from this point forward, sending a postcard for everyone who is a $5 contributor per month from something around the building, something around Johnston, something in my travels. There will be a mystery postcard coming to you every single month. Each postcard is different and I hand sign and write a little note on the back. If you'd like to know how to support Drays World on Patreon, there is a link in the description of this video. It will take you to patreon.com/Drays World. There you will soon see some behind the scenes footage and some other types of videos that you won't see on this channel. I appreciate everyone just visiting over there. Now in this video, you will see footage that I shot a couple months back when I couldn't produce anything, but was still able to record a lot. There's been even more progression than what you're about to see. So I'll keep you updated on that in future videos so you get to see the town come to life and not just the old bank. So I hope you enjoy. Hello friends, and welcome to the old Bank of Johnston. I'm glad you're here. It's been a year and 3 months since I started work on the old bank building. Now, I'm not the only one working on this block, as I mentioned in the last video. Pizza place down the way, Pepperoni's, is expanding their business into the building next door, which was completely trashed. There wasn't even a roof on it in most places, so water's just pouring inside, rotted the whole floor out, and these guys are doing a killer job cleaning that up and getting it ready to expand into probably a bar and arcade area or something like that. But it's going to be a good situation down there when they get done. And they're not the only ones. There's some other businesses and buildings getting restored here on Calhoun Street, 2 of which I've been very involved with. 2 of my good friends, Ricky and Mantis. Ricky owns a building down the way that was previously the printing shop for town. They printed newspapers for the local area. It was all printing shop. I'll show you that in the next video. You're gonna really enjoy that if you like historical relics of this area especially. But today we're gonna take a look at my friend Mantis's building right here next door. We plan on doing something together. Whatever we do, we're gonna do that together with these 2 spaces. And I wanna show you some of the work that we've been working on inside there. This building next door is also attached to the building behind the old bank that a lot of you have asked, hey, do you own that building back there too? No, we don't have that building, but we have been working on it a lot, including restoration of an old window in there, some doors, the walls, everything needs work in that space and this space. So we've been working together. I've gotten help from my friends on this project and I've helped them. It's been really productive around here. A lot is getting done. So I want to just take today and show you how some of us friends have been coming together as a team to restore this town. That small building I'm referring to is right here behind the Fantasy. It's this little guy. Now, it doesn't look like a whole lot right now. The door's falling apart, but the window looks really good. We spent the last couple of weeks working on restoring this window. I think that's looking great. We still have some touch-ups to do on it. We have some tuck pointing to do on the brick, especially on the side. And we're gonna do some totally different things right here where this other door is, maybe add a window, block some things off, and turn this space into something really special. We found out some history on this little part of the building that wasn't always attached to the building on the other side of the bank. We found out that this was most recently an auto parts store, an office for the auto parts store. I think it was P&H Auto, who was the same owners of the bank at one point, or the laundromat when it was a laundromat. Before it was an auto parts store, it was a liquor store way back, like in the 50s, 60s era. And before that, it's unconfirmed, but we have heard from some locals that it was the original morgue for the town of Johnston. Back then, you didn't have funeral services in a building most of the time in these small towns, especially when someone died, they would get embalmed in a place like this and then taken to the front room, the foyer of the person's home or a guest's home where people could come and visit and see the body and say their final goodbyes, last respects to those gone before us. Well, this was where the embalming happened. So far as we know, it was the morgue. So it's got a lot of history here. Maybe some say some haunted history. I have not experienced anything in here. It seems very peaceful, but this is part of the experience. We've been doing a lot of work in this little building. The reason I wanted to show you in today's video the work that's being done outside of the bank is because all the work that's being done all around town is a collaborative effort. We encourage each other, we help each other with small projects, big projects, borrowing tools, lending tools. It is a team effort, it truly is. Everybody on the block gets along. We love what each other is doing. There's no sense of competition around here or who's doing what and who's getting it done faster. To us, we see it as a big project that's going to take a team to make it all happen. From what we can tell, this old building used to be a diner. There's probably some other things along its way. This was the main part of the auto store most recently, but way back in the 40s, 50s. This was a diner, and we think it might have been attached to the building next door. If you know any of this information or can correct us on any historical facts, please leave a comment and let us know. We'd love to know as much information as possible about these old buildings. Well, my friend Mantis just pulled up, so let's get ready to go in and take a tour and see what we've accomplished in this old building. Before you see the current state of things, I wanted to show you what it looked like when the building was first purchased. At this point, we had already taken down drywall and wood paneling from these walls. It was looking really haggard when we started the project, but it's coming together nicely now. The first two rooms were the back part of the building, and this is the front part of the building that you can see from Calhoun Street. And this is what the space looks like currently. We've been working on this for probably taken about 3 weeks, you say?
Yes, sir.
This is my friend Mantis. You might remember him from other popular videos like installing the gas, or was it that one? Or
the heater, yeah.
We hung the
heater up together.
And Gianna, she's around here somewhere. You've met both of these fine folks before. Luckily, we are so lucky to have a great neighbor next to us, behind us. So I'm very happy to be working on this and helping not just our building improve, but also Mantis's building and another friend's down the way. So we're all three teaming up, and other people are, excited in town to see what we're all doing in here. So I thought I'd give you a peek of what it looks like currently, what we've been working on. This has taken about 3 weeks of our time, maybe 4 weeks of time to get it to this point. But I want to point out a couple of things that I'm liking about it, and Mantis, I don't know, maybe you can direct me and everyone else on what we're going to do next in this place.
Sure. All right, well, let's take a look at a few things.
Yeah.
Well, starting here at the front of the building, when you enter, we've come across and uncovered these old style windows. These have been here probably since the late 1800s, 1893 or so. These are the original doors. We just tearing up this, there's a pedestal stoop up here. We tore this down to the original floor, and we're going to end up eventually taking up the entire floor and redoing the entire floor. We've got to check the joists under there. There needs to be a lot of work under there. And the same applies for this side of the building. It's symmetrically the same.
Here's what's left of some of the electrical that was on the ceiling. Got some good stuff that we can reuse. And I've got a little bit of copper left. Well, it's a lot cleaner than it was a few days ago.
This wall, as you can see, the plaster here, this was all covered with sheetrock, plaster first, and sheetrock was on top of that. So we came in here, Drays actually did it, came in, took down this entire wall and brought it right down to its brick. These are original pieces of wood that have been here since the 1800s. Most of them are still good and strong. And then once we pulled out all this plaster, the good 50 feet or so, we had piles and piles of rubble here. And we had our friend Ricky, who's helped revitalizing the town with us. He brought by his tractor, and we ended up taking wheelbarrows worth of plaster out, and we found a big hole to place it in.
Truckloads.
So, truckloads. It was an awful lot of work, and I wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of my partners. So I'm extremely grateful.
This old plaster wall, although it's chipping apart, it's just the paint that's falling off there. I won't touch that too much. Who knows what kind of paint that is. But you can see it just needs a good scraping, a cleaning, and maybe a little wall repair and paint. And it's in really good condition. Otherwise, the underneath side, there's no real hollow parts in it. It's a good wall. And this whole wall is pretty good too. There's a lot that was taken down off of this and pegboard from back when it was an auto parts store.
Once we got to this wall, we started pulling down whatever sheetrock was up here, and it exposed this window that obviously goes to the next building that they built on afterwards. So we might just take this, frame this out, and turn this into some sort of light display box. But it was an interesting find, and I'm sure there's another one on the other side to match. I'm going to take this down next at some point and get ready to chap the floor. The entire space with the, including all 3 spaces is 2,700 square feet. So this is probably a good 2,000 square feet right here.
Looks a whole lot better than day one. A little hard to tell with the poor lighting in here right now. The electricity's turned off, so there's no lights or HVAC. But the old floor had some problems. They tried to do something to bring it up, but it wasn't proper, and it caused a lot of moisture problems. So that means the entire floor, not just the holes you see, the entire floor needs to come up and get repaired.
Right now we come to the second space. It's just really a built-on extension to the building. You can see here is the window indent for where I was talking about the light display boxes before. So obviously this was the outside at one point in time, and they made this a building space. If we go on through here, we got several other rooms. One is simply like, it looks like a little storage area or a supply area right here. There's more space to the right, but you come in here and this is an office space that we've been working on, trying to get this going. Drayton has been refurbishing this window, and it's coming out really well. It hasn't been operable in, a good 30, 40 years. The fireplace we exposed just by chipping off whatever plaster was loose and falling apart. And then we noticed that it was back there and figured we'd pull it out, clean it up, and see what we could do with it.
And all the bricks, the dirtiest bricks I've ever dealt with. There's the pile that came out of there. It was packed full. Cleaned up the walls. Didn't scrape them yet, but just took down some stuff, all the loose plaster that's been up there, detached some of the lights. Haven't removed all the electrical yet, but that'll happen soon.
Walls had plaster, and then it had a layer of paneling, and then it had a layer of sheetrock on top. So all of this stuff had to come down so we could see what we worked with, what kind of condition the walls were in. So we learned a lot. It's not as bad as we expected it to be.
Yeah. This header up here, for instance, was in pretty bad shape. We wouldn't have ever been able to tell unless we took all this down. And our good friend Ricky produced this new header for us on a sawmill right down the street. Hey, Gianna, you're helping too. Hair, makeup.
Here's my stylist.
Where'd they park our talent trailer anyway? Friends, this is the state that the block is in right now. We like to think we're doing something to improve the town.
Absolutely, yeah. There's about 3 blocks really on this strip that makes the entire town what it is. One of the blocks I would say is really in great shape. The second block is in mediocre shape, and the third block really needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
So hopefully between Drayton and our team, hopefully we can come in and do some really good stuff for the town.
I think we can. And we're having a good time doing it. Even though it's about 110 degrees today, we're still at it. We're not going to do too much this afternoon. I'm working upstairs behind a fan, but we wanted to come over and take a few minutes to show you on this extremely hot day what all has been going on here.
So this is my building and this is Drayton's building, and at some point in time, once we get it all together, it's going to be all together.
A lot of you leave comments asking, what the heck are you going to do with the business space down below your apartment? And we don't know. We haven't committed anything yet. Mantis doesn't know exactly what he's going to do in his space. We don't know, but we've got some great ideas, and we're looking forward to whatever happens. You should too. I'm sure that whatever we put in here is going to be grand and fun.
And excited.
And probably musical.
Oh, sure. We should also, at some point in time, take everybody down the street a little bit to show the building that was just knocked down. And that's going to be a whole new space that's going to be revitalized now that the building is gone.
There's a lot going on here in town. You might have noticed the old, if you're familiar with the area, the V.E. Edwards building, the old hardware store in town is gone. It's leveled to the ground. The only thing left is a couple pieces of trash laying on the ground and the concrete for the floor. Otherwise, well, it's potential for something else in this beautiful little town. Friends, we really appreciate your company today. Thanks for joining us here in the peach capital of the world. See you in the next video.